Well, I'm back, and what are we gonna do today? Well, last time I did a lot of farming in the dungeon, and I hope you didn't get bored of that. But it was worth it because I got a bunch of XP and a bunch of coin, and I was able to get the Aircar, which allows us to travel around and then also can fight. So, today, to break up the routine and get away from farming a little bit, I would like to explore the world. There are 4 continents in this game, and each of them have 2 different kings. All of them give you a quest, and you need to do all these quests in order to eventually finish the game. You know, like beat the evil wizard Mundane and shatter the gem of immortality. So let's see. Well, we're gonna visit the continents and move around them a little bit because there are these little islands that we have to find. Because there are these signposts, and these signposts will raise your stats. And also, of course, I eventually need to get to the other continents anyway. So let's move around, and for that, I'm gonna pick up the quest by the king now, Lord British, and see what he has to say. So let's go to the king. Oh, by the way, you see that Jester singing "I got the key." I also in the first episode mentioned that there is a princess locked up in prison, and you can actually free these princesses. And guess how? Well, you need to get that key, and since these games are a little bit more archaic and are not really like based on tricky conversations or anything, you actually have to kill the jester to get the key, which will also mean you'll have to fight the guards, which are really tough. But eventually you will need to free a princess. That's a quest, and also the princess will give you quite a few rewards. The different princesses, because there are several ones trapped. I don't know whether that was like some kind of well, that's some kind of like political strategy among the kings here, like kidnapping each other's princess. But anyway, so let's talk to the king. And this time, I'm gonna offer my service. And he says, "Go forth and find the grave of the lost soul. Do not return until thy quest is done." And I do actually think I know kind of where that is, because I think I need the Aircar for that, and it was, I think, on an island next to one of the 4 continents. So let us explore a bit. Well, let's see. I'm gonna spend the last money I have on some food. Can afford 5 stacks. 505 food, because even with the Aircar we're gonna spend some food. And so I am gonna get into my Aircar and then start to travel around, and we're gonna go all the way around the islands. You can actually see that I can travel across the land and the water. So it's an amphibian vehicle. Let's attack this guy. Oops, I can't. Let me see. Oh right, I forgot. I have to use that command. Fire my laser. So let's leave my vehicle, and here's the first signpost. You feel a strong magic surrounding you, and I just got 2 points of agility. And you can raise all stats up to 99, and I guess here's the kicker. You can actually do this over and over if you go back and forth between 2 different signposts. I'm gonna keep traveling around the coast, and there we go, we got another signpost. And my Aircar cannot pass wood, so I just gained You hear someone say tourist Scientia Magnum here, and I just got 2 intelligence. So let me see if I remembered this correctly. I'm gonna go back and I will visit the upper signpost again. Exit. And I got 3 agility. Pretty cool, right? Well, I probably will do this off screen and level a bit more, because I think that's going to be boring watching me going forth and back between these two. Let me see if I can shoot that guy. Forth and back between these 2 islands. I can hit him there. So let's go there. Yay, shot him with my laser. Pretty cool, I can snipe enemies like that. You can snipe back. And that's pretty good because I can get more food now in case I run out. I spent less food with this vehicle, but yeah, okay. That's a ton of damage I'm doing there, and a ton of money I'm earning. So here we go. Gonna exit my air car, enter the pillar, and I gained another 2 points of intelligence. So let's look at my stats. I now have, I started out with 10 intelligence, 10 wisdom, 20 agility, and the other stats I didn't raise yet. So yeah, I could go forth and back between these 2 islands now and bring my intelligence and my agility all the way up to 99. So I'm not going to do that though, because I want to travel around a bit with you and explore these islands, these continents. Yay! Wow. It's a weird battle between like a pirate ship and an aircar. And I think, yeah, that's the first continent. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna go south, and there is another. I'm not sure whether I'm still on the same continent or not, because this has been so long ago. Let's check that town real quick. So let me exit, enter the town. That's the city of Tune. Let's see what they have regarding weapons and stuff. Yeah, pretty much the same stuff. We pick up some food, because I spent about 100 food already. So, let me get 33 units of food. And now I've got plenty of that. And I will surely earn more money on the way. Okay, so that is... I'm gonna try to figure out whether this is actually... I think that was the south of Britain. So that's the lowest part of the first continent. Let me fire my weapon. And let's go straight down south. And that should be the upper continent. Oops. So what town do we have here? It's a city of wealth. Yeah, same stuff. Not gonna get food this time. I'm gonna go back into my Aircar. Travel around a bit. I think I do remember that these islands were usually off the coast to the north of each continent. Hold on, let me kill this guy. Now, while I travel around and search and kill enemies, maybe let's talk a little bit about storytelling in these games. I mean, of course, the whole story of you being like the stranger, this hero, who is supposed to kill the evil wizard and, you know, shatter that MacGuffin, that thing. Pretty basic RPG story fare, right? I mean, it's not like the most amazing thing. And, well, question is this because it's really hard to tell a story with, you know, the amount of things you can do in a game like this, you know, with the engine, with the graphics, with you know, the storage you have. I mean, you basically, you couldn't like do it these days where you increase the size of your game over and over and over. You had to like make sure that your game would fit onto the discs. So maybe that was one reason why there isn't much more story. Maybe Rob British or Richard Garriott, you know, just wanted to focus on the gameplay itself, which he did a great job with. Or maybe, you know, that was just the story he wanted to tell. But one interesting thing, and I'm gonna spoil my look at the other Ultima games a little bit, and maybe you've heard this before. The first 3 Ultima games are basically stories like this. In the first one, you have to kill Mundane. In the second one, you have to fight his apprentice and lover, Minix. And in the third one, you have to fight their offspring, Exodus. Now, as far as I know, Richard Garriott got a lot of mail by parents who, even back then, even before the days of the internet and stuff, wrote to him and said, you know, this is all about killing. And I mean, look back at my last video where I was farming, you know, killing all these enemies. And, you know, that got him thinking. And then he did something that was really another pretty revolutionary step, or something very creative. He created Ultima 4, and there you had to be an avatar of the different virtues, like compassion, honor, and, you know, honesty and stuff. And you had to embody these virtues. And that was pretty much what you did. You didn't like go out and kill the big bad. You had to be like a hero who adhered to all these virtues, which was pretty cool. By the way, I'm gonna enter this one. I just gained 2 stamina. Sign reads Ultima Thule. Sky grows dark and a strong magic engulfs you. And back then, I surely would have been sitting there imagining that whole scene. And maybe you're imagining it right now. I don't know. Okay. Let us kill some more stuff, because this is not Quest of the Avatar. Oops. Messed up there. By the way, enemies can attack you diagonally, and you can't. You can just shoot in straight lines. Let me exit. Let me check out what town this is. This is a town of poor. So we had wealth and poor. Some very, well, okay, that's some pretty bland naming of towns there, but that's fine. So I'm gonna go counterclockwise around this continent, and we're just gonna have a little peek. We're gonna explore them later. I would like to focus on doing the first few quests first. There's another signpost. Let me exit my Aircar. Let's go. Omnia Mutantor, and I gain 2 charisma, which means with higher charisma will allow me to pay less at stores. So I get better prices because I got such great charisma. Guess I'm flirting with the salesperson or whatever, I don't know. And that's the southern edge of the continent, so you can see the size of the continents. The later games, of course, were way bigger than this. But, you know, I mean, back in the day, once again, you really had to make sure you wouldn't make your game too big so it wouldn't fit onto those discs anymore. I'm currently not quite sure. Let's see. Whether this is already the next one, the next continent, but I don't think it is. Exit. Let's go into town, the city of Nassau. And there's another king here, a different layout. If I remember correctly, oops, I keep hitting enter when I really want to board. So let's fire a weapon, kill that knight, and see. I think this is still the southern continent, but we're gonna figure it out. It said there are 4 continents, and if I remember the map correctly, it's like, you know, it's always 2 in the upper row, 2 in the north, 2 in the south. Let's see whether there's something in the north here as well. Well, there's another small island. Another dungeon. Fire. That's actually pretty cool because I'm earning quite a lot of money. But then again, I don't get HP like I would if I was going into a dungeon. So it's more efficient, I guess, to go into dungeons and fight deer. Yay! See what else is on the northern edge of this. Yeah. If I don't find anything, yeah, we're back at that signpost. Okay, so this is the southern, the southwestern continent. So if we go over to the east, we should get to the eastern continent, and I do believe that that is called the Land of Danger and Despair, I think. Keep going, and there we are. Something else going here. There's a squid, so let's take that out. Let us enter here. Hey, Victus. That is the Grave of the Lost Soul. So I just completed the quest and I got 3 stamina. Yeah, no effect. So I would probably have to go back to the other signposts and try this again. I'm not sure whether it works for all signposts, but for the ones I visited first with intelligence and agility, I can go back and forth between them and raise my stats all the way to 99. But please do not worry, I will not do that on in one of my videos because that's probably way too dull. So I'll do that off screen. To east to go east. Go east to go east. Wow, that's wow. Yeah, advice to live by, and no effect either. So let's go east then. And forgot I can pass through the forest. Let's go around here and explore the Land of Danger and Despair a little bit. Another town. Let me check that town. Exit. Enter the city of the brother. Yeah. We will take a closer look later. And as you can see, there are more dungeons here. Another one right here. Let's just take a quick look and see what dungeon this is. X. E for enter. That's the morbid adventure. And I'm back in my Aircar. And there is a castle, so let's take a look at the castle. And, yeah. The White Dragon's Castle. I wonder what something happens if I throw something into this pond, because I already knew the trick with the pond in Britain. Don't know if it works the same, but I probably will. Let's transact. Let's offer my service. Go forth and find the Tower of Knowledge. Do not return until that quest is done. Okay, so let's try that little pond trick again. Gonna drop pens. 10 of them. And I actually got something. Let's see what we got. A mace. Because I had the pistol already. And you can keep doing this until you get like the blaster and the phaser, which are pretty cool weapons. And, you know, equip yourself that way. But, you know, let's not forget the reflective suit that I'm wearing. I got that the you know, the legitimate way by actually farming and killing mobs until I had enough money. And another castle. Is that so? Here I have to get off here, fight or run to the forest, enter, and that's the castle of Shamino. And that's a little bit of trivia. Shamino is a very popular name in the Ultima games, because there are these companions that you can meet later on. These are like heroes that are part of the story, and you can also recruit them to your group in later games. You know, here I'm all by myself, and in the later games I can have the classic RPG group of heroes, and Shamino is one of the guys I can recruit. There's also YOLO, not YOLO, but IOLO, whom we've met in Britain in the starting area. He's just a guy, a bard, running around singing and stuff, being kind of obnoxious. In the later games, he will be your companion. He's a bard there as well. And just like Shamino, he's based on a true person, or an actual person that Richard Garriott met. And another little bit of trivia, Shamino is actually an alter ego of Richard Garriott. Just like Lord British, the king of the country, is, Shamino is as well. And that's a name I think Garriott used in some role-playing community he was involved in. And the name was based on his bicycle, because he had a bicycle with by Shimano, or it had Shimano gear on it. As far as I remember, that's a very popular company for bike gear, like you know, the gears of the bicycle. I remember when I was a kid, I got a bike, and like the tradesperson said, "This has got Shimano gears on it" and stuff. Maybe wrong, maybe I got that wrong, I don't know. But Richard Garriott apparently had such a bike, and he took the name and he turned Shimano into Shamino, and that's another classic hero from the Ultima games. And the third one is Dupree, whom you'll meet in later games. He will be your companion. And yeah, those are the classic characters. There are more. There's Yana and some others. Maria, I think, was there as well. And yeah, so we just met two of these characters, YOLO and Shamino. I'm currently trying to find my way back to Britain, and I think I found it. Did I? I was talking so much, I kinda, oh, I'm back. And there's my trusty horse. So yeah. I actually finished a quest by visiting the Tomb of the Lost Soul. So let us talk to the king now that we completed the quest and see what he's got in store for us. But this, I will give thee 8 points of strength. So yeah, that's another way to raise your stats. So you can free princesses, which is a tough job though, because you'll have to fight the guards. You can do some quests, or you can use those signposts like I did earlier. Once again, if I do the signpost thing and grind up my stats, I will not do that on the stream because that would be too boring. But we did a little bit of exploring. We've got 2 more quests right now. There are 8 kings. I've got 2 active quests. I completed one, so there are 5 more I will have to pick up and gather items that I will need to complete my quest. And the next quest, which is the quest of the other king on this continent, was to kill that gelatinous cube in a dungeon. And I will get to that soon. But for now, we explored the islands a little bit. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope I didn't bore you too much. Thank you so much for watching, and talk to you soon. Fare thee well.